All right, Shalom. I'm going to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema Abishai, by Shema Karpadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom to all the Achamat that pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. Yeah, I just wanted to shed light on this article dealing with the Boy Scouts, reaching that $850 million settlement, 150 from a billion, with tens of thousands of sexual abuse victims. I did a lesson on this a while back, months back, dealing with the Boy Scouts as well as dealing with the Girl Scouts and the wickedness and the atrocities that took place in that corporation, as well as a lot of these corporations, and it just shows you the filthiness of this system, man. You know, from the bottom to the top, you try to enroll your child in a so-called program, to elevate their skill sets, get their mindsets, learn how to, start fires, at night, and learning how to, just learning tricks of the trade when dealing with scouting. Everybody knows what the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts is about. But the individuals that was a part of that were molesting those children. And see, Esau would set up these fronts, these front corporations to make it seem like he's, for the people, for the children, for the kids. The children are the future. And truthfully speaking, he'll use those children to experiment on. He'll use those children for sex trafficking. He'll pervert the minds of those children in those large organizations as well as small organizations. And by the time you catch wind of what's going on, they'll dissolve their companies and move on to the next. That's always been the style and the modus operandi, or the MO of this so-called white man, dealing with the Edomites all the way back then. Before it was America, you had the Edomites, on the eastern coast in the land of Edom, doing the same wickedness. All right, the scriptures speak about nothing new under the sun, and that's why the Lord has to take out these different nations, because this is just one corporation that has shattered the spirit of, like I said, tens of thousands. A lot of those Hamites get into the same ill practices, like I said, child sacrifices, child sex trafficking, child abuse. A lot of those Asiatics or Moabites, Ammonites get into the same practice. A lot of those Japhites in the Philippines and Thailand, Cambodia, all throughout the the world. Children are big business, and it's not just children sexual scandals that come out about this devil in these other nations. The list goes on and on. Like I said, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, body parts, selling on the black market and things of that nature. Organ harvesting, poaching. I did a lesson on poaching the other day. As well as Esau just tearing up the face of the whole world. But I'm gonna jump straight into it. It says tens of thousands of people who say they were sexually abused while scouts and filed suits against the Boy Scouts of America have reached an $850 million settlement, the largest in a child sex abuse case in United States history. More than 84,000 people are part of the lawsuit. 84,000, that's almost 100,000 people that were a part of this lawsuit against the 110-year-old organization. So these individuals that was going there, they, a lot of them came in green, not knowing what the hell they were going on, not knowing what was going on, in the mindset of basically, training children. And then they caught wind of the wickedness that was going on. What the scriptures speak about, hand joining the hand. You have that saying, birds of a feather flock together. And those individuals got in a get down and lay down mentality, man. They started to get closer and closer to those children, those male children as well as female children, to the point that they started sexually assaulting them. And a lot of these children were reporting it to the parents. Hell, that's 84,000 was caught. It was so many more individuals that was actually doing it, and they actually got to slide through. More than likely these are low levels. The top guys, were able to snake their way, through, paid what was necessary. But continuing on, which has been plagued with claims of abuse from volunteers and leaders since the 60s. The Boy Scouts of America filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy last year as it faced mounting legal costs to defend itself against sexual abuse against boys. Ken Rothweiler, an attorney at Eisenberg Rothweiler in Philly, who represents the largest groups of claimants, more than 16,800 people, say that this settlement is a start. The insurance rights for the past 40 years will be put in a trust that the survivors group will control, and that could amount to billions more for the victims. Right, so like I said, this is the vibration of America. You know, this tells you the spirit of this the current kingdom that we're living in, you know, and what goes on behind these scenes. And that's just the, you know, like I said, that's just a regular organization. We're not dealing with the religious sects, Catholicism, and things of that nature. It's all kind of child sex abuse scandals that go through on that, man. The political world, you know, hey, it was already came out a few years back about Pizzagate and the Pizzagate scandals. That wasn't just a farce or, you know, somebody just jumped up, you know, to just throw a random scandal out there. Nah, these things go on, man, on a worldwide scale. And that's why when Yahushua comes, he's going to come with vengeance. All right? Job 30:1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose father I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Right, and we all familiar with this scripture, you know, for the brothers that's been around, that's talking about, you know, Job wouldn't allow these heathens and the ones that were younger goes into inferior, to even set with the dogs of my flock. Why would he not allow these type of inferior individuals to set with the dogs of his flock? Because they be sexing them up, man. All right, bestiality, and let's not play like this doesn't go on a worldwide scale. You know, just because we're not in those worlds, you know, the so-called bestiality world, you know, that doesn't mean that it's not a highly rampant, you know, basically sexual deviant, you know, thing that's going on. You know, you got millions of people that take place, you know, that take part, excuse me, in these illicit acts, you know, and it's just gonna grow more and more and more. And that's why the Lord is gonna be a great reset, man, where the Edomites, you know, are gonna get punished and cut off on a massive rate, as well as these other nations, and the ones that remain are gonna go into hardcore captivity. And we're gonna set angels and taskmasters over your ass, man. So you don't even get the imagination of doing wickedness. We're gonna control your thoughts. Scriptures speak about casting every imagination, you know, that exalted itself against the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. That starts now, you know, through the word. But when the Lord give us that power, we're gonna make sure you don't even have an inkling of negative thoughts in your brain, man, which is hard for you to do. Scriptures speak about, you know, the crooked can't be made straight, but we're gonna straighten you out. All right. This is Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore thus saith the Lord power, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let not fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. She sat upon the rock, the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust, that it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of a rock, that it should not be covered. Right, so that bloody city is America. And it's a this is a scumbag kingdom, man. You know, these so-called financial gurus and these political, you know, giants, you know, these different resource tycoons, these individuals that, you know, got the you know, got the bag, you know, the top 1%. Hey, it's statistically proven those are the wicked people. Those are the wickedest of people on the face of the earth, man. It's statistically proven the more money that you make, the more you tell lies, and deception starts to come through your mouth, man. All right, and wickedness. When you watch these different shows, you'll see the wicked, and you see that they're not no low-level peons, man, just running around like a chicken with his head chopped off. They're running around, you know, pushing the vibration of crime. And they'll use low-scale criminals with mental health issues to help further their plan. So when they get locked up or apprehended by the stupid-ass law enforcement that don't know how to look up but just look down, they they could snake through, you know, and keep going at it. All right, and that's why I said it has to be a higher authority. It ain't no correctional officers or no lawyers. Like I said, this is a small thing, man. No correctional officers, no lawyers, no enforcement. None of these things, military will be able to control the wickedness that's going to go on in this place. Only the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, via, you know, working, you know, through the angels also, man. All right, and that's on a celestial as well as a terrestrial plane. You know, so hopefully, brother edified, just wanted to shed light on this, and by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shema Shai by Shema Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of the great millstone. Shalom, Akim.